What is going on, everybody, and welcome to episode number 42 of the Pre-Patch Podcast. We've got Scruffy looking like a douchebag with his stupid sunglasses on. Bill, thank you for taking
John
these off.
Lennon wore these, and you're calling John Lennon a douchebag?
Wait. Yes, I am calling John Lennon a douchebag. Also, hold on. Did John Lennon wore those exact sunglasses?
These ones.
Those
They're
exact
autographed.
ones.
Do you want to see?
Yes,
it's right
I
on
do.
the back, right next to this.
Oh, that was good. That was good. that was good. Anyway, welcome in, everybody, and yeah, it's episode number 42 of this amazing show. And by the way, our last short, everyone is super excited about that because we're up to how many hits now? Enigma?
Almost 200.
Almost 200.
Almost 200.
Yeah, and it's all because of my mom.
Yeah, thanks, Scruff's mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Scruff's
Love
mom.
you.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to do a guest appearance where Scruff's mom
That's
is on
what
the show.
I was saying, bro. Bring her on the cast.
We can absolutely replace you with Scruffy's mom.
I honestly, I'd be fine with that. I'd watch it. I'd watch it 100%.
Well, you'd have no choice. I mean, you'd have to be there to make sure everything is going accordingly.
I'll be in the back just signaling.
Yeah, but yeah, it's 42. And come hell or high water, I think this podcast has probably had more COVID scares than any other show that we've ever that I listened to, at least, because Enigma had COVID, I had the shot, Scruff had the shot, Bill, I don't know if you've had the shot or not.
Bill's not the shot. He works in.
Bill,
I'm mandated to, but I've had it for a while.
I've had the shot. Yeah, he's had the shot. We all had some kind of complication. Oh shit. Oh damn. Yo, Haas00312_ just followed in the channel too, and one of you guys is. Oh man, Scruffy dude. Seriously?
I got it.
Yep, that's so good. Thanks. Thank God.
Thanks,
Gotta love them bots. Gotta love them bots. But yeah,
this is the third bot account that this
from
this ID.
Bill, you got it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah,
I got mine.
This is the third time.
Yeah, I got mine yesterday. So and actually I got 3 of them yesterday. I'm super stoked.
I've had Haas all caps. I've had Haas 00 caps, and then I've got Haas 00.
Well,
so.
we know that
they're like Pokemon. Gotta catch them all.
Yeah. Well, we have our dedicated followers who are not bots, and they're actually here watching us live. Hashtag not a bot. Let's get that trending, by the way. Let's get that trending on all the socials. Hashtag not a bot. But we have all had our fair share of COVID, and we did not know, literally leading up to this week, if you've kind of been keeping up with the pre-patch team on social, or us in general, just and whatnot. I actually my son caught COVID at school, brought it home. I was tested positive, and literally yesterday did not know. I mean, I was going to do the show, but I did not know how well I was going to feel. Luckily enough, woke up this morning, and the podcast gods blessed me with being like, no, you're gonna feel a little better. You're gonna feel a little bit better. So sore throat's gone, which is great. Temp's gone, which is great. So yeah, we're here.
I do.
We're here. So yeah, vitamins and elderberry, amazing thing. You guys check them out if you haven't. But yeah, so we are live. Obviously, we do this every other Tuesday at 10 p.m.
Thursday. But
God, fuck, man, how long do you think I've been doing this? We've been doing 42 of these goddamn things, and I still.
Almost 2 years.
And still not right yet.
Yep.
Every other Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on Twitch, across all of our channels, !show in all of our channels. We'll get the multi-link so you can engage with chat across all of them, or you can do !podcast in all the channels. That will get you the link to our Anchor.
Hey, what is it, Enigma?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was doing background stuff.
God damn it. It's anchor.fm/
yeah.
There you go. Pre-patch podcast.
You guys got it. You guys. I think it's your turn. I think it's your turn.
It's your job, man.
I think it's your turn to say it.
No. But yeah, but we're not going to get all the hits. So we need Scruffy's mom to say it. Actually, that's what we need. We need Scruffy's mom.
Way.
Get your mom to record it. And then what we can do is I can just have it as a button.
We'll have a sound bite, yeah.
I can just be like, what the hell? And it can just be, but that will be obviously not.
What's up?
What the hell? So, but yeah, so if you want to join us live, guys, come in. It's a great time. We answer your guys' questions and all that kind of good stuff. And then also, too, if you can't catch us live, obviously go check out our podcast across any of your platforms, even Apple. Are we on Apple yet or no?
Nope.
God damn it.
Not on Apple.
Not on Apple.
Apple's stingy,
right.
bro.
All right. Well, we're not on Apple yet, but that's all right. Apple's like Epic. Nobody wants to be a part of them anyway. So, but yeah, go check us out on one of your podcast apps. It's great. So let's get into it. We have a lot to talk about, a lot of stuff to go through. We always kick off every single show with Twitch stuff. And this one actually it's not necessarily drama that involves Twitch per se. This is more or less just, well, one of them does, but the other one doesn't. So Twitch, if you haven't been following on Twitter, a lot of streamers are trying to put together this whole kind of like hashtag day off Twitch or day off stream or blackout Twitch or something like that.
It's a boycott.
Yeah,
pretty much.
it's basically just a boycott of Twitch in general. And do they have a date yet for when this is supposed to have? September 1st, right? Yep.
It's like September 1st.
Yeah,
or 4th,
September 1st.
So this boycott or ban is for all of these like kind of quote unquote hate raids or bot raids and all these things that are happening to people. It was organized by smaller streamers, and they are now trying to get larger streamers involved, and kind of show, I guess, Twitch what's what. I don't know. I've read the stuff on Twitch or like what they want for these hate raids or like what people are bitching about.
I was about to say they don't even know what they want, man.
Yeah.
No,
There's no like I don't know what people
I don't
want
know what
Twitch
they expect
to
to get out of this. Like
for the first time in a
Twitch-
long time, I'm kind of like, I don't Twitch. Look, I'm on your side, man. I don't know what the fuck you want.
like I know they expect that this is gonna do something to get Twitch to like stop the hate raids, but like I don't know how it can.
My thought process is Twitch has already given us all the tools to deal with
Right.
Exactly.
these situations.
We
Like
talked about
that's
it
what
last
I
that
said
hard
last
to go into
time.
your dashboard, turn it into followers only mode,
Yeah.
and then ban like have you and your mods go through and ban out the bots.
Exactly.
It's literally not that
Twitch
difficult.
has
If you
put the
need
ball.
to turn your notifications off, I know it's annoying, but
Yeah. There's one thing that I will say. Yes, there is a lot of tools that Twitch has given to the streamer, but also with the sense of bannable words, you can't ban like words out. You have to go follower only or anything. I did watch something that's like some dude set up like a bot to ban all of the words, and it took over like 1 million like different variations of words with different dialects and different stuff. You can't that I guess I get it. Streamers cannot physically do that. But the ball is still in the streamer's court. I mean, you do have the tools to stop hate raids for the most part with follower
And
only
it's-
or even
it's-
subscriber only. I mean, even if it's a rough thing to do, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Can we get
it's
to
hella annoying. But
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So here's the thing: the other side of it, the other flip side of the coin, right? Is do you really want Twitch to be the one that's moderating your fucking channels? Like, do you really want Twitch to be the one that's going to be banning people and not banning people or have control? Like, I don't
I
want
don't even
Twitch
know
in
what
there.
like parameters they could put into place that are going to select out the specific hate raids.
I mean,
Twitch is pretty good about getting bots out within 24 hours anymore, honestly. It's just literally you need to
That's
wait it out's not the right word, but like put up the wall until
Yeah,
it gets
I mean-
taken
yeah,
care
but that's
of.
bots. I know like there are bots that are included in these hate raids and whatnot, but a lot
Most
of them are real
these days
people.
are botted from what I understood. Like I know whenever this was first blowing up and being a big story, it was like communities like from
Yeah.
like Reddit or 4chan or Discords,
That
like
was the
toxic
biggest thing.
Discords going through. But these days I'm pretty sure it's all
It's
just
pretty
like
much all
single
bots.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's single people making bot attacks basically.
right. And
So
so
the one that cracks me up is that they label it as a hate raid when the bots just come in and garble spam gobbledygook, whatever you want to call it, just random letters and numbers and shit. And I'm like, that's not hate. That's just annoyance. Like you're
right.
you're mixing the words up with, oh, they're hate raiding me with, oh, they're trolling me at this point. Like
Well,
they've
Yeah.
already given you tools to stop that. Just use them.
I mean,
I don't understand
The
it.
thing about this, and you know, this goes into a larger thing in regards to, I don't think just necessarily the nature of what Twitch is, but like Asmongold, Pokimane, they've all addressed this of being like, we're really fucking tired of I call it the quote unquote streamer society as it is right now, because as you saw, like Asmongold, I respect the man a lot. He is a very open like person. He, you know, doesn't really shy away from things when it comes to his personal ideas and things like that, and has an open discussion with people. And he's actually fucking brilliant. I mean, the dude is very smart. And he's like, I can't say one goddamn thing without offending somebody and somebody getting pissed off, right? And you know, the same thing is now like Pokemon getting she got in trouble because she said bussin' on a VOD, man.
There goes the podcast.
I'm sorry. Like, that's bullshit. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's fucking ridiculous. So, like, the state of it that, like, you literally can't, like, you have large streamers saying, hey, we can't even say stuff because we say one thing and we're going to offend somebody and they're going to get pissed off. Guess what? If you view Twitch, if you're coming to Twitch, right, to either A, stream or B, be a viewer, you are agreeing to the same things. You're putting yourself on the internet. You are opening yourself up to trolls. But at the same time, if you're going to be a viewer, you need to understand, guess what? You have the power to not watch. If somebody offends you, just don't watch it. Like, that's it. Just don't fucking watch it. Go somewhere else. There's a billion other fucking streamers to go watch. Go watch one of them. You know what I mean? Like, do not sit there and get all butthurt because someone says something that you don't like, or whatnot. Like, it's ridiculous to me. I mean, it's true. It's crazy to think that these people, you can't, and you can't even say, if you say boostin', now you're making fun of the fucking word, and then you're gonna get in trouble for saying boostin'.
Wait, boostin's not how you say it.
Boostin'.
No,
for real.
It's it's ridiculous, man. So it's just, I don't know what Twitch want. I don't know what they want Twitch to do. Honest to God, like, I think the best.
To be fair, this isn't a Twitch exclusive problem either.
No,
this
it's not.
Become something that's spread pretty well to any form of social media or social entertainment these days. Twitch has it, YouTube has it, Twitter, Instagram, like TikTok. It is an infection of social platforms. And
here's a great example, guys. I've talked to Enigma about this. I think I talked to you guys about it too. I watched the streamer. I'm not gonna name the streamer, but I watched the streamer. I reported said streamer. They said something about saying that they completely 100% support the Taliban and would do anything that they can do to help support the Taliban on stream, live, on Twitch. Like, huge streamer, right? I reported them. I don't ever watch them. I'm not going to go into fucking Twitter or Twitch or whatever else and sit there and piss and moan and gripe and bitch and whatever else. Like, okay, cool. I did my job. I reported them and I go about my day.
If anything, at that point, like, if you're watching them even and still getting offended, you're still supporting them.
Right. So then
why I didn't go and watch it. I don't want to give them a view.
This same said streamer, same said streamer then has a female on there that is rating streamers based on hotness. They were all guys. They were rating guys. If I guarantee if you flip it and reverse it and you had a guy on there rating women, absolutely it'd be canceled. It'd be completely sexist. It'd be horrible. It'd be whatever. Again, my thing, guys, I think one of our viewers said it best. Get your head out of your fucking asses and just realize that, not everything in the world's going to be catered to what your feelings are going to be. You just got to move on and get over it. Like, don't choose not to watch it. That's the biggest thing. You as a viewer hold the power. I don't know what they want Twitch to do. I don't know what they want these social platforms to do. Or whatever. I think some social platforms are definitely worse. Like, Twitter is a fucking cesspool. Twitter, shit is terrible.
Is definitely a cesspool.
That is terrible. But again, what are you gonna do? So yeah, it's September 1st, a day off Twitch. So if anybody's wondering why these streamers, I don't even know if do they even have any big streamers? I don't think they've got anybody huge yet, right?
I don't think so. Yeah, most of like the larger streamers are kind of under the same umbrella as like the likes of like Pokimane and Asma and Gold, where they're like, this isn't going to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, Twitch isn't going to listen to this. Like, you guys taking a day off, Twitch is just going to look at it and be like, oh, great. Twitch is just going to look at it and be like, oh, great. So we don't have to pay, X amount of streamers to stream.
And honestly, like, the viewers aren't going to be following this Twitch day off, and that's where it would hurt Twitch the worst is if the viewers took it off. Those viewers are just going to go find somebody else.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like they'd be like, "Oh, that's weird. Our viewership dropped by 0.00."
So if we all stream on September 1st, we'll get the viewers.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm absolutely 24-hour stream on September 1st. Let's go.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah, the other thing that happened is we can just kind of touch on this, pretty quickly. But Dr. Disrespect, we've talked about him on numerous occasions. He actually, whether or not he is telling the truth that he just found out or he always knew, it is what it is. But he came out basically on YouTube on a stream and said that he has finally found out why he got banned off of Twitch, and he is effectively suing Twitch for this. This is pretty big news, and if he has a case. Normally, these kind of streamers that go and do this, when they go to sue a company like Twitch, 9 times out of 10, they usually have a case. It is not something where they're just doing a frivolous lawsuit that will waste a bunch of money, especially Doc. Though it will be a spectacle, it's still kind of out of his norm or character, I think, in a way. So it'd be interesting to see what comes out.
Yeah, I'm curious because this, realistically should give us the truth of what really happened. I feel like we all know it, but it will actually be on paper.
Right. So
It should at least. So
it'll be interesting
Yeah.
to see what happens.
And with the Phantom Lord lawsuit going through and actually being successful, and then the countersuit going forward from there, I have a feeling that I have a feeling it's going to be another successful case, just because even if he went and sued Twitch for the exact same reasons that Phantom Lord sued, he would win, just because that case has already been made and it's pretty well the same rules, terminating without proper cause or time to correct said behavior. That's exactly what Phantom Lord sued for. He could, at bare minimum, go for that. Depending on what they actually terminated his channel for is a whole different beast.
Well, he could.
Oh, and we were talking about this a little bit. Like the entire fact that he's suing them for defamation and loss of I think he labeled it as loss of
income. He lost a shit ton of money. Shit ton of money.
That tells me that this is gonna get dirty, man. Like this is gonna be really rough for Twitch.
I mean, so. I think, and what I think, Bill, you bring up a good point. I'm wondering too if he did not wait. Like, I think he probably knew about it.
You think he was waiting on the sidelines?
He knew,
to see what the Phantom Lord case was.
Because if you think about it, I mean, if that Phantom Lord case would have went sideways and not and would have gone the side of Twitch, he has no, not saying he doesn't have any kind of legal leg to stand on, but that is a huge takeaway from him, right? Like, so him being able to say, hey, look, like, you have a history of banning people, for wrong reasons and citing the Phantom Lord case. I mean, that's huge. I mean, that's a big, that's an easy check. You know what I mean? So like, it's going to be interesting to see, and there are things, like I said, that I do think that Twitch needs to kind of get bashed on. And we all, I think, agree on the banning side of things of really figuring this shit out. So it's going to be interesting to see how this story unfolds.
I've been talking to a few buddies about it on the sidelines, and they've basically just said this is a kick in the balls that I think will, at the end of the day, make Twitch a better platform for the creators.
Oh, absolutely.
I think there's good to be had out of this.
Yeah, no, for sure. So
if he wins,
I don't see him not winning personally. At least part of it. I think it's gonna be a multifaceted lawsuit. I think
it will. And but as far as like the Twitch specific stuff, like the reasons for his ban and stuff like that, I think that is a cakewalk. The defamation and loss of income, that's secondary, especially the defamation thing.
Do you think that if he wins, do you think that if part of the lawsuit is that he is able to come back to Twitch, do you think he comes back?
No. No,
I honestly
don't know.
think that he would even be allowed back on. Like he can still sue them, and at that point they can be like, "Oh, you're still banned from Twitch."
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm saying
Phantom Lord won his case and he's still not permitted to stream.
Right. What I'm saying is if that's
Right.
lifted. I'm not saying that because of him winning the case, it would have to.
If
be
it's
lifted. I'm
lifted
saying
and
if
he's
it is
allowed
lifted,
back.
do you think? Yeah. Do you think he would come back?
No, I doubt it. I
don't know. I mean, that could bring a lot of hype, and that could bring a lot of word around. So he might take that opportunity.
Do you know this man's ego? Do you know this man's pride?
I mean,
There's no
we
way
all
in
do.
hell after everything that's going on, he's coming back to the platform.
Well, he did say that like them banning him off the platform, he lost a lot of like sponsorships and a lot of deals that he was making with like Activision and everything like that. So, like him being back on the platform, that might open back up those avenues and those sponsorships.
I think it's a possibility.
I think
if he's even allowed, that's the thing. I mean,
I think the reason for him losing those sponsorships, a lot of it has to do with he got banned, and why I believe that he didn't know everything about why he got banned. That said, in a lot of things where these sponsors were like, hey, what's going on? He's like, I can't tell you. I have no fucking clue. And so they pulled it, right? So him being able to say, hey, look, this is why I got banned, I think will get him those sponsorships back. But what I think would be hilarious if he wins all this fucking money, because I have no doubt that Doc will sue for a shit ton of money. And if he wins and gets his money, starts a fucking his competitive fucking stream.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks for
that. I mean, it's already
money.
been on the talks and the works.
Thanks for the seed money. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? Like that would be fucking crazy. But we'll see. Like I said, this is gonna unfold over months. We will be here to cover it. So make sure that you're following our Twitter accounts. Make sure that you're following our Twitch accounts, and make sure that you're following us on all the social medias, because we'll be following it pretty closely. So.
One light thing I want to bring up about Twitch also is in the next few months, they're going to be having a massive change in upper management. They're getting a new CEO, and they're also getting several of the key upper management positions. I think it's within like the next 3 months. Those are going to be phased out. So
Yeah,
that's going to be interesting to see how that all goes.
I didn't bring that up until I was going to bring it up probably a little bit later on toward when it was actually going to happen, when the changes.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on
for
it.
sure. But no, it's going to be Twitch is going to be a different world here probably within the next 3 to 6 months, realistically. It's going to be
we can touch on it whenever it gets closer to the time.
Yep. Cool. So now we're going to kick into what we've been playing. So I'm going to go over here. And Mr. Bill, I'm gonna have you kick it off, man. You started playing some Mortal Shell, if I'm not mistaken, the DLC.
The DLC.
Yeah. Mortal Shell came out with the DLC, and it was really cool the way they went about doing it. Mortal Shell has been around for exactly a year and about a week now, but the DLC released on its 1 year anniversary, and with that, they gave the DLC away for free for the first 5 days that it was available to anybody that owned the game and wanted it. So
that's nice.
That I thought it was pretty cool. It is a 2-faceted DLC. So they added a new shell, which are like the classes basically. And they added a new weapon to the game.
Fucking weapon's an abomination.
So the shell is a pretty like nimble style shell. It's got a lot of stamina, a decent amount of health, a little bit less stamina than what the rogue shell had, but a little bit more health. So it's a pretty decent shell like for an overall build. But the weapon that came with it is called an axatana.
Oh, I did see that.
Wait. An axatana. What is that?
An axatana. It's an axe that transforms into dual wield katanas.
I'm about to
dual wield katanas that click
I'm about
together.
To throw up in my mouth right now.
Yeah, so if you're watching it live, and this is another reason why you all, if you have the time, should check us out live whenever we do these podcasts.
There it is. That's what it is. Huh.
Yeah, so
does he grab the blade by his hand? Is he grabbing the center of the blade?
So how it is he has one katana held normal and one katana held backhand, and he's
the end of the katana,
and
yeah.
The hilt of one katana opens up into the axe head.
I see now.
Okay, so
he's holding both hilts.
Okay, his hand's not on a blade. All right, I just want to make sure that was a thing.
His hand's not on a blade.
Okay.
Yeah,
but yeah, so in dual wield mode, it's a very nimble, fast weapon. Really cool moveset. The way that they managed to do this one is, one of the issues I had with Mortal Shell is a lot of the weapons felt a bit limited in their like comboing potential between heavy and light attacks. It tended to be after 3 hits, your combos were pretty well over. These dual wield katanas, you can chain infinitely as long as you have the stamina for it. Between both light attacks and heavy attacks, it'll vary how your combo goes. Whenever you slot it into axe mode, it's pretty well what you would expect from a 2-handed battle axe. Very heavy hitting, a bit slow on the draw.
And the worst part about this is like I don't even understand how it's like a heavy hitting like weapon, considering the katana should be light. It's supposed to be light. How do you go from a light fucking katana? It doesn't matter. How do you go from a light katana to a heavy fucking axe? I don't understand it.
Ning was angry.
It's
loud.
It is what it is.
Angry, bro.
From a weapon crafting standpoint, you're right. It doesn't make sense. It's like the weapon is gaining mass whenever it transforms.
I don't understand.
The only thing that I can chalk that up to is the shell is whenever it's in dual katana mode is holding most of the weight in its like hand, and the light end is on the blades, because like I said, that axe head comes out of the hilt of one of the katanas whenever it slots together. So maybe all the weight's there, and then it's like levers and fulcrums and
I just don't understand. I just don't understand why they went with an axe. It's like they were in like the meeting for this next DLC, and they were like, "Hey, we need some ideas.
It's something new, man. You've never seen this before.
We need some ideas." And little Timmy Thompson in the background was like, would it be fucking amazing, guy? Fucking now stay with me here, boys. Keep with me. What if we put a katana, but we make it badass, and we put a fucking axe in?
and Timmy Thompson got Employee of the Month right there because I think it's actually a pretty dope idea.
I don't understand why they couldn't just make it into like
Two separate weapons.
Or if they want to do the transformation, just make it into like a I forget what the name of it is, but there's like a two-handed katana that they could have like made it into like a staff,
Like an
with a-
odachi.
with an
uh,
odachi, exactly.
Does
Darth Maul.
Are there any other weapons that do this in this game? Or do all the weapons?
No,
do
this is also a first for this game. Is they took a card out of Bloodborne's book, and this is the first transforming weapon in the game.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I like the fact that it's a transforming weapon. I really do, because like I come from games like Monster Hunter World, where a lot of their weapons transform. You know, you got the switch axe, you got you got a lot of weapons that you have multiple different uses for. You know, but why the katana and the axe? I just don't understand, man.
And I actually did find out, because at first I thought the axe was just garbage, like the katanas were just objectively better.
No.
And in most situations they are, but the axe has a very high stagger to it whenever you're hitting enemies, and the katanas really don't. Like, you can hit and do a lot of damage with the katanas, but the enemies are just going to keep attacking you through those blows. If you want to actually like knock things around, the axe does a very good job of that. So I think they did a very very good job.
Fun. I will say, like, watching you play it the other day, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, I like the idea, but then again, I don't, because the purist in me is like, that's
the idea is weird, but the way they
right.
actually did it, like, it looks pretty flawless.
Yeah.
So
I guess the katana purist in me is just like, no.
Yeah, like, that's illegal.
That's you can't do that.
That's like pouring milk before cereal.
That's against the Ruru, boys.
So that's the first half of the DLC. The second half of the DLC is a new game mode, which I'm slightly disappointed in, but it's also well executed for what they were doing. I was expecting a completely roguelike experience, because that's kind of what they were advertising it as. Not so much that. It is roguelite, I would say. So you start off, you choose your shell, you choose your weapon, and then the game spawns you in a random location in the like central forest area. And as you go through, you're not going to be gaining experience and leveling up like you did traditionally in the regular game. You are going to be getting all of your stat bonuses and like bonus effects through these like altar type things that have different requirements for you to do. Either you need to clear all the enemies out from around it, you need to have a certain amount of resource to be able to activate it. There's a few different things, and each one of these shrines has a different like rarity level to it, and those are all randomized. That's where the roguelike element comes from. But all of the enemies, from what I was seeing, are very static, just like they were in the main game. It's basically seems like a roguelite variant on replaying through the standard game. Like, you're still going through, you're still
game plus roguelike.
Yeah, exactly. When you die and you restart the run. So it is a permadeath mode in that regard, but it's all the same stuff from the main game. There's a lot more enemies, and the enemies are a lot more difficult from what I was seeing, but it's the same game. You're still going through, you're still fighting through each of these dungeons, getting to the end, fight the end boss, gain more power, stuff like that. And then at the end of the game, you are going to fight the big bad. Nothing there changes. It just changes the way you go about playing it. So I'm slightly disappointed. I was expecting more of an actual roguelike experience with like enemy variety and like them like pulling different segments, like different tile swaps going, but that would be a little bit too much given how this game was made and built. It doesn't really have the procedural generation.
Yeah, I was about to say it's all one map, right? Like there's no randomization.
Everything's pretty static, it seems.
Yeah, so that would have been a little bit much to ask. I still wish they would have done a little bit more with like changing up enemies, like based on location and stuff. Like every run I went through, it seemed like it was the same grouping of enemies. I don't know what this was, by the way. It was a move that I did, and I've never been able to replicate it since. But you can apparently do that with the axe katana.
Like everything blew up.
Like,
Yeah.
Cool.
That's pretty dope.
So there's a nuclear bomb in the axe katana too. Like
apparently.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
I don't know how I did it. I think it has to do with like parrying and then weapon swapping, but I could not replicate it to save my life.
It seems like they're trying to kind of replicate the switch axe from Monster Hunter World, because that had the same type of thing. Like if you did like if you build like parries, or if you built attack damage, you could unleash like a giant, elemental explosions.
It very well could
type
be, and
deal.
it's probably something I just don't know, and
Yeah.
it's definitely nothing that they explained to you. But it happened. It was cool, and I am having fun with the DLC.
It was good.
Have you
Is
beat
it
it already?
something that
Like, have you played through all of
I
it?
have not? No,
No.
it is extremely difficult. The
Okay.
bonuses that you get are very good, but it takes a long time for you to get up to a power level that you feel is appropriate to actually push into any of like the main dungeons.
And that power
So,
level would be 9,000, right?
at least or over,
Or over,
preferably.
Over
over
9,000,
9,000. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Christ.
But yeah, it's a good time if you have Mortal Shell and you didn't pick up the DLC. It was free. You're just dumb. But if you haven't gotten Mortal Shell and you're interested in it, this is a neat way to play through the game. I think you should definitely at least try it out. There's some stuff that you unlock by beating it through with each of the shells, so it's a good time.
Cool. Moving on to you, Mr. Scruffy. So this is Cultic.
Is that the one you're showing first? Yeah, this is Cultic. And this game's cool. It's actually a demo right now. I don't think it's actually released. I should have pulled this up beforehand, but I'll do that while we're going. But Cultic is it's like those old styles. It's like Hexen, or like Quake. It's that 2D, 3D kind of mix, fast-paced, first-person shooter. And the story behind it, I only got like snippets. Like this is kind of like the intro, like kind of short. You're like a detective investigating mass like disappearances, missing people, and murders, and you kind of find yourself in this like cultist infested factory forest, and it's just a game where you're just going around blasting cultists head off and trying to survive, and it's actually really cool. As you can see, like it's got your typical like look of Hexen or Quake. It's got
the color palette here real quick. Is this like, did you do something to this, or is this how the color palette
this
looks?
is how the game looks. It's a very
like
grim, dark.
Well, no, I'm talking about like it's like almost overly saturated, like the saturation and contrast
it is,
have been turned.
It kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like everything looks rust coated.
Yeah.
But it's
Dude, it looks sweet though.
I love it,
it-
man.
it
When I
works
was
so
watching
well.
when I was watching you play it the other night, I was like, bro, this brings me back to like old school Quake.
Yeah.
like Hexen, Heretic.
For sure.
Those old school like just corridor shooters that I spent way too much of my fucking childhood wasting time on.
Is this
And
Devolver?
probably way more time than I should have indoors when I should have been outside. But
Is it Devolver?
No, this is the developer is just Saz Games.
What's the publisher?
The publisher is 3D Realms though.
Oh,
they've
okay.
been coming out with a bunch of they've been publishing a lot of games like this recently.
QuakeCon, they dropped a bunch of them because of QuakeCon.
Bunch of games, yeah. And this as well is very similar to games. If you guys are familiar with Project Warlock, or Graven, those are two games that are newer as well and look just like this game.
Yeah.
But man, this game is sweet, dude. Honestly, I was really impressed with it. It feels super well. Just down to like the movement, the sliding, like it's got a lot of mechanics and features that you typically don't see in these kinds of games. Like you're very mobile for what it is.
I was surprised by how smoothly like movement and combat was.
The combat, the gunplay, for being such a it's obvious like you're a 2D model. Yeah, everything in front of you, your guns and everything, it's all kind of like 2D. For that, the guns feel really weighted and actually have like some sense of like recoil, and you actually like it feels so good, and it's just crazy to see in something like this.
And the physics. I was actually really shocked that
there's a lot of physics.
Had like physics inside of it where you could
Legit.
like pick up a box and put it on another box, and if it was not
Oh,
on
fuck,
y'all saw me
fuck,
trying to stack barrels for a
God,
whole
yeah,
hour.
we saw all
2
kinds
hours
of
of barrel stacking.
Barrel stack, and I was trying to stack barrels to get on top of something, which ended up not being a secret.
I told you, man. I came in there. I was like,
you called it. But man, the secret hunter in me has got to know. Even though there was an easy way to know, and I didn't realize it at the time, there's still that part of me. It's like if I don't know, then I'm gonna regret not ever knowing.
No,
but,
for sure.
But man, it's really cool. It's a short little demo. There's actually I looked. I don't think there is a release date set yet on Steam, nor a price point. But I gotta assume With most of these other games coming out, it's going to be within the $20 to $30 price range. I'm going to say probably 20 as a solid guess. The game's good. The demo is pretty short, but it gives you a good feel for things, good feel for the combat, good feel for like the world and everything. Like I said, there's good fun secrets to find if you're into that sort of thing. It's a cool game. I definitely recommend trying the demo. Short, good time.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
That's about it.
You've also been playing this, which this is
Golden Light.
Golden Light.
This one, best way to describe it, it's a fever dream, but it's a roguelike.
Okay.
Kind of like a roguelite.
You got my interest because of the roguelike.
Yeah, it's a roguelite fever dream. You're pretty much, there's a little bit of a story that I've kind of understood with this game, but a lot of it is really hard to understand because of just what the game is. You're this dude whose, I think, fiance or slash wife is taken into the underworld hell, pretty much like Silent Hill looking school. It's weird, but it's just full of meat. Everything is meat. There's meat monsters. There's a meat cop. There's meat guns. There,
like as a T-bone steak, like as in a hot dog, like
no, like just like flesh, like
viscera.
Yeah, like it's gross and cruel, and it's awesome at the same time. It's like I said, it's a roguelite. Yeah, you just, I mean, skip through it a little bit for the viewers who are watching to see, because like this is like the intro where you're kind of learning about your wife being like sucked into like hell, like Drag Me to Hell style, if you guys know that movie.
What the fuck are you holding in your hand?
Yeah.
You got a knife?
Yeah.
And what the hell is that thing in your hand?
That is, I think, is that the fetus?
Like a baby, like a...
It's a fetus.
Oh.
That's a corrupted fetus. And that is an item that you can either throw or eat. Everything is yeah, this is one of those games like so you're familiar with roguelites that don't tell you what a potion does until you eat it. This is that kind of game. You find items that they're not going to describe or tell you what it does until you eat it or throw it. Some of them poison you, some of them set you on fire, some of them regenerate your health, some of them blow you up. You don't know.
Those are the only two real options in life. You either eat it or you throw it. That's
so
how I deal with all decisions in my life.
Cool thing is too, if you're in a real crunch, you can also eat your weapons. I could have ate that knife if I wanted to, or a fire axe when I had one. What benefit does
it get you to eat your sword, eat your knife? Where does that? How does that help?
It depends. The knife, again, it might either heal you or it might kill you.
I feel like it will not heal you. I'm just saying.
But it could.
Oh god.
The game is crazy, dude. You're just pretty much going. The goal is each level.
Can you eat your gun?
Yes, you can eat the guns as well.
This just is going bad places.
But it's just crazy. Like, all right. So the goal is you go into each level of pretty much hell. That's a
wait.
new game.
We
that's
just
PT.
Oh,
that pretty much is PT. Go back.
I was like, we just completely changed graphic styles. I was like, what is this game?
So you're going down through pretty much layers of hell to find your wife. The goal to get to each layer is to find a certain amount of keys to unlock the elevator to descend down.
Just exploded.
I didn't make it very far. That's another thing.
You read a letter and exploded.
I read a letter and exploded. There was a letter that healed me when I read it, and that letter decided to kill me. Whenever you die, though, you are sent to this, what I like to think it's like a purgatory. This is where you can kind of explore it, get some items, get some gold, or die even, and whatever you take out of purgatory, you then take into your next run. So that's where it's kind of like a roguelite. You don't always start with the same things. It's not like a constant progression, but you don't always start from zero. So it's
okay.
It's something, man. It's
all right.
Weird, but I enjoyed every second of it. It gives you a weird sense of fear and enjoyment at the same time. It's
You do know that somebody, right? Because there's a game called Golden Sun, which is completely different. It's
Golden Sun. I know that game.
Golden Sun is a Japanese RPG. Some poor bastard was like, oh yeah, no, I think Golden Light. That's it. Probably bought it without thinking about it. Got it and was like, this is not what I was fucking signing up for.
Nope.
Oh, that's interesting. Cool.
Yeah, that's Golden Light. It's I think.
So how do you rate a Scruff? Would you or would you not eat the game?
Dude, I would eat the game. It's $20. and it's just something you've never played before. It's
Yeah, I can say that
You've
again.
That's
you've-
an understatement, bud.
you've never played it before. You might have dreamt it if you had any sort of fever dreams as a kid,
I was gonna
but
say
you've
I had
never
a,
played this.
I had a fucking fever dream this week, and I did not involve eating a knife or a corrupted fetus. So
I don't know what kind of fever dreams you're having. I have that every Sunday night, man.
the fuck? You need to get checked up. Okay.
Dude, it's
Um,
awesome though. I recommend it for anyone who's into like a weird style game like this.
Yeah, and Steam, right? All these things are
It
on
is.
Steam
Yep.
so far,
All
yeah?
of this is Steam. Yep.
Okay,
Cultic and Golden Light.
All right, cool. So moving on to what I have played. So like it or not, whether you hate it or not, I am a huge, and if you don't know it about me, I'm a huge Tetris fan. Huge Tetris fan. Love Tetris. I've loved it since I was
Pong.
a little kid. And I actually played. I'm just gonna ignore assholes. So that's. But I am going to. So I bought Tetris Connected when it was on the Oculus. That's where it started. Actually started off on PlayStation VR. Then it went to Oculus, and then it now has had its release with a bunch of updates on Steam. And it's $30. I'm gonna see if I can get in here and actually play it. So. Big thing about this, obviously it's Tetris, but the visuals, the sound, like I relax to playing Tetris. A lot of people probably are like, you're fucking crazy. How do you relax playing Tetris? But it's very soothing to me and relaxing. This game is absolutely gorgeous. If you're a Tetris fan, go take a look at it. Go check it out. There's a lot of cool like modes too that are multiplayer modes where you can either team up and do co-op where you're versus a dark entity that's basically trying to collapse the universe, and you're actually working together as an entire community. So everybody playing Tetris Connected is fighting this dark force, which is really cool. Or you can go as an opponent.
That's cool.
And do a versus mode where like it's battle Tetris and you're sending shit back and forth. If you like Tetris, it's an amazing buy. It's $30 on Steam. Go check it out. There's really not much more to say about it. It's absolutely gorgeous. The soundtrack, go and download the soundtrack because it's the music. You can go get it on Spotify. The music is phenomenal.
It is.
It's
I'll give it
fucking
that.
crazy. And again, the visuals are insane. And you can, if you buy it on Steam, you'll be able to play it in VR as well. Which basically the whole thing about VR is that
How does that work? You'd like drag them?
No. So you can play with the Oculus controllers or the regular controllers, like Steam VR controllers, or you can play with or play with a gamepad. I would play with a gamepad and basically just sit back. I literally would sit back on my bed and be playing Tetris just with a Bluetooth controller, in VR. And it's extremely soothing, and all this stuff is just it's so like this doesn't do it justice to watch right here. But it's so crazy, like the visual effects and sound effects and everything. It's awesome. It really is.
I just really want to quickly want to point out
Fucking
you gave me shit for playing a simulation game last week, and now you're playing Tetris,
bro. It takes me and you play Tetris against me, and I'll go play this car simulator.
I don't want to play Tetris. I don't
want to play car simulator. So
all right, guys.
Anyway,
Fairground car simulator Tetris. You just stack cars.
Yeah, just stack cars. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Tetris,
there you go. All right.
Tetris is amazing. I love it. In fact, there's a documentary on Tetris. You should go watch it. It's called something of the stack. All right. So next game that I played was War for Wakanda. This was the Marvel update that came out, and actually Enigma played a little bit of it, or tried to play a little bit of this.
Terrible game.
So this is the big update that came out. We've been waiting for the DLC to come out for Black Panther.
Worth of content. Huge update. Yeah.
That they've been working on, and they brought up Black Panther. It's a new character. It's our not necessarily not the first new character, because we've gotten new characters kind of with Hawkeye. So here's the thing about it. The character himself is very fun to play as. Black Panther himself is an amazing character. They nailed a lot of the way that he feels and movement and combat. You feel very badass. What I don't like about this is that he feels more powerful than any of the other kind of characters really out there.
Well, that makes sense. If you have any other hero-based game, the newest person is always going to feel overpowered.
Yeah,
so
but that's fine if you're talking about in a game that doesn't have years and years and years of lore to go off of. But if you're gonna do that, the one character that needs to feel like that is the Hulk. The Hulk should be the most badass, biggest fucking character out there. And he makes Hulk look like a piece of shit. I mean, he really does.
Well, are you talking about damage wise? I mean, to me, the Hulk is like a tank, and if you're talking gameplay wise, like you gotta still have your tank.
In comparison, though, in comparison to Black Panther, he's really not that tanky. Like Black Panther has a lot of damage mitigation built in.
Yeah, so
a huge amount of damage mitigation. In fact.
So his ability right now, like his whole thing is that his suit can absorb, energy and can basically do a vibranium blast, which is true. That's again canonical to his stuff. Like they stay very canonical to his to who he is, which is great.
God, these animations are still warped as fuck though.
Stuck his crotch in some dude's face and flipped him over yourself.
Well, I mean, again, yeah, so the thing about it is like the character themselves is a lot of fun. Is this going to be able to bring back people to the game? No. Because the still underlying issues that they have are still all the same shit. Like it's not, terrible. The connectivity problems are still there. The reason to continue to keep playing the game is not there. Like it doesn't give me reasons to continue to grind the loot, even though they've made the dungeon, like the raid that we were supposed to get mega hives back when it launched as multiplayer content. They finally launched that. It's still not enough. It's just not enough. But the story of the game, I like the storyline, but at the same time, like a lot of the issues that I have with the game is that they put in a lot of quote unquote unnecessary. I mean, if you want to go look at, there's an article out there about why Disney and Marvel is in a really rough spot with their wokeness and changing shit and whatever else. They added it here. There's a lot of elements that they shoved into this, that if you go and and it's not hard to find, but you can find it, but like it's shoved there and it's like, why the fuck is this in here? This has got no reason to be here whatsoever. I made a comment about it on my stream. If you want to go back and watch it, you can catch it there. But when I heard it, but it was kind of crazy. But again, the story, the world is fun. It's a very fun, fleshed out world to play in. And it's free. So if you own Avengers, you can go and download it and play it. Are you going to keep playing it? Probably not. Like, I don't see a reason to keep playing it afterward.
Hopefully, if you're lucky, hopefully your
save's
your progression didn't get deleted.
Yep.
Avengers is free right now.
No.
The
DLC is free if you own the game.
I was gonna say I didn't think they went
I mean,
there.
I think it's free regardless. If you buy the game, it just comes out.
Yep.
So. I will say I'm looking at the player account for the game, and it is in a decent spike. It's the best spike it's had since launch.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure it is.
With this most recent update, they're averaging.
Will it last though?
Last 30 days, they're about 2,000 player average. They're peaking at 10,000 players. Very doubtful that it lasts.
I don't, because the problem is that they already have this and it's out there now, but it's like, okay, cool. What's next? Like because again, they continue to quote this game as a live service game and it's just not
with no content.
Right. It doesn't have content that's being pumped constantly. And you can see here, this is what we deal. So this is what I'm dealing with. So like, because the character is one of these characters that is a grounded character and you have to wall run, not every surface is wall runnable. Yeah. And like, so you get in these moments where like you'll go to wall run on something that you should be able to wall run and you can't, and you fall and you get stuck. Like there's a lot of stuff that's just weird. And I do think, me and Enigma have talked about this. This game is going to go free to play 100%.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is like in my personal opinion, and I think we've talked about this before. I think it's going to go to free to play.
Yeah,
within the next year. It'll go free to play.
We've all said this. It's very sad because they have the stuff to be like, they have everything they need to make this game phenomenal. They really do. They've already got the story, the characters there with the comic books. They have characters that they could just dump in. They have villains they could dump in. All they literally needed to do was just go, here's content, here's content, here's content.
Just take a fucking just pick a fucking comic book.
Yeah, and
like there's millions of them. Like
so
I don't understand. I don't understand why they're lacking for content. I don't understand why this entire expansion was literally 4 hours long. It makes no fucking sense to me.
The thing about it too is that you have a company that is Crystal Dynamics is primarily a single player development company that is making a multiplayer live service game, but yet they still are not. They are making a live service single player game. That doesn't work. Like that does not work. You just don't. There's no reason for me to single player. Like, what am I going to go back there and do? I'm going to go back there just to look at my character and be like, oh, that's cool. I got new stuff. No, like I want a live service is about playing with friends and doing things and showing off your characters, all that kind of stuff. So it just doesn't work. You know, again, this content is fun. It's a blast to play as him, you know, as Black Panther. But that's
So the rest of them are just. I went back and tried to play as like Hawkeye. I went back and tried to play as Kate Bishop.
yeah.
Both of their skill sets are just. It's for. I don't know. Like I tried playing on a controller and it sucked on controller. I tried playing on mouse and keyboard and both their skill sets sucked playing mouse and keyboard. It's just not a very good feeling game right now. Like
Yeah. It's just rough.
this one Black Panther, he feels okay. Not as much on mouse and keyboard in my opinion. I think he feels better on controller. But at least they went into a little bit of effort with him, which I think predominantly the reason why he feels good is they probably took a lot of the mechanics off of Hulk and pushed it over to him and just changed the
Well, I think Spider-Man too. I think all the development they
Spider-Man
would
as
have
well.
put on
Yeah.
Spider-Man, but yeah.
Which, by the way, that's still coming out. We don't know when,
yeah.
They're
but
still gonna have
sometime
Spider-Man
this
stuff.
year it's supposed to
Yeah,
come out
they're supposed to
on
drop
PlayStation.
Spider-Man. Yep. And the thing about it too, I think the last thing I'll say is that you have oh no, I just forgot what I was about to say. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I just it sucks. Like I said,
Very
just,
disappointing,
yeah,
man.
it's
It
just-
really is very disappointing
Oh, that was it.
considering
they don't bring they've not done anything else on any of the other characters. So
Yeah.
you have Kate Bishop
That's-
and it's only Kate Bishop. You have Hawkeye, it's
That's what I was
only
about to
Hawkeye
say.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like Iron Man, Cap, none of those
Like
other characters got anything.
after a year, I would have thought that they would have like fixed a couple of the glaring issues that were on their other characters. Like there was one issue on Thor where like his flight just does not seem good. Like it's very glitchy, it's very not intuitive, right? It's still the
Fear
same. They
back.
haven't fixed it. They haven't changed anything.
Yeah. It's
Did they ever fix Hulk? I remember he had like a lot of
No.
collision mesh and
There's
like
they haven't
issues
done
with
anything.
the Rock
Yeah.
No.
or whatever.
no. So it's yeah, it's just in a really weird state. And like I said, there's no reason to play the old characters. You know, realistically, like I love Iron Man, but like I have no reason to play Iron Man because it's not like they gave me new levels for him. They didn't give me new, you know, abilities for him. Nothing.
About the only thing they've done is if they've added
New
in like
cosmetics.
Skins and cosmetics probably.
well skins and cosmetics, but they've added in like a Paragon system almost where you
Yeah.
can after you've hit max level on the actual
Like a
hero,
prestige.
yeah, you can prestige past that afterward.
This was my
Yeah.
other problem that I had with this game. This is when they do these expansions. Also, they put me in at 30. So like my character goes in, and I don't know if this was just me or whatever else, but if you're looking at the characters that I'm facing against, they're all 31, 32, 33. I'm level 1. Like my character is level 1.
That's your difficulty scale. You probably had it on the max.
No, I didn't. I had it on base. I
Oh,
literally
you
just
didn't?
started War for
No, I don't know
Wakanda, and it kicked me here. And all of these guys are, I think that, yeah, they're 31. I had to go take the character, which again, it breaks the whole like synergy of the game because you're like, okay, cool. I'm going to be introduced to Black Panther, but I can just basically jump in anywhere in the storyline with him and play him. So it's
Right.
like, well, hold on one second. So like, I'm supposed to be
Yeah,
introduced.
I don't know why that did with you because when I played War for Wakanda, the main storyline for that, I was like going up against like level 3s and
No,
level
I was going up
5s.
against level 30, so I had to go out into the regular game, level him up, and then come back in, and play, which was really fucking weird. But I don't know. I mean, the sad thing is I'm a huge fan of Marvel. The gameplay loop is fun, but it's just there's no point. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. So anyway, that's that. Yeah, it's free if you own Marvel's.
It's
go play
sad,
it.
man.
Yeah.
It's really sad. I hope that they can turn around. I don't think they're going to. I think
No,
that
they're not.
depending on the outcome of what happens with this and likely what happens with whatever they have coming up like in the near future because we've had some leaks. There was some glitches and bugs that we know that what's her name Scarlet Witch
And Doctor Strange possibly be showing
and
up.
Doctor Strange should be coming up next. But I don't think if they just continue down the road of what they're doing right now, I don't think it's gonna
It's not gonna be
affect
so-
anything.
So this is another game that I picked up. I actually picked this up last night, and I've just started playing this. This is called Tainted Grail Conquest. Oh man, is this game fun? This, especially if you are a, if you like Slay the Spire, if you like roguelikes, deck building games, this is a blast. So essentially what this game is you are this character that you pick out of a class of different characters that you have to unlock, and there's like 12 different classes, which is super cool. But you start off and you're in this whole what's called the weirdness, and it basically you're in like in between death and life and all those other kind of things, and all these monsters. But essentially, you wander around doing quests to be able to build up your city around you, to be able to access new other kind of cards and classes and weapons and abilities, and unlock your characters and things like that. But essentially, you go in and you go through and fight. The cool thing about this is that unlike Slay the Spire or any of the other games that is basically just like a 2D, you move up a and Bill, I'm so happy you're back, because I think this is a game that you would actually really like, because you like Slay the Spire. So instead of just like moving up like a set path, like you have full 3D control of your character walking through, and you can choose to go to in engagements or not, or you can just choose the main line and go straight to the quests. But the way that this works is essentially you have a deck, you build your deck as you level, you get cards, that kind of same stuff. You're going up against these enemies and bosses, and they all have different like effects and abilities. And they all do different, really different kind of things. And each character has their own passive, and then they have their own ultimate. And then they also, as you level, you'll gain new passives, and you don't gain any new ultimates, but like you gain new cards. And there's a whole like inventory system where you're slotting in runes into like your armor and your swords or weapons to be able to give you new abilities and new kind of affixes. And graphically, the game is beautiful. Like I saw this a while ago and kind of I was like, nah, I don't know. It looks a little weird. No pun intended. But like, then I actually I watched a couple streams and I just jumped right in. And oh man, like graphically, it's gorgeous. Gameplay wise, it's a lot of fun. I unlocked the summoner class, and now I can like summon these different pets, and they all do different things. And like, there's like, I mean, it's just 100 kind of different spells, and I've only scratched the surface of it so far. But the cool thing about it is like the writing and the audio. I think Scruffy, you were there yesterday when we were playing, and we went up this one dude. We went up this one dude, and he was like a bouquetist, or florist. He was a florist, and.
Florist. A very certain type of florist.
Yes, a very certain type of florist. So you're talking to him, and all of a sudden he's like, yeah, do you want like a bouquet made out of balls? And like testicles, like testicles, or do you want like a bouquet of like hands? And I'm like, what? And like literally this dude was like a necromonger florist. Like in this like decrepit world, he was like, flowers don't grow here, so I can only make bouquets out of what I have, which is body parts. Yeah. So yeah, but it's
the writing is good though. I'll give it that. They gave very good detail on the testicle bouquets.
Yeah. But the writing is very good. The animation is very good. The storyline is really cool. And there's a lot of different elements that are in it. Like one of the things that you're seeing right here is if you go in, you have a candle that you have to burn. And if you run out of the candle, then you're overtaken by the weird. And basically what happens is you're going to start getting cards in your hands that you have to burn, or you're going to either take positive or negative effects. So you might say, fuck it, I'm never going to burn a candle. And you could get some positive stuff that says like, you're going to do 50% extra damage. If you don't use this card, you gain 10 armor. But then the other ones that you're going to get are also going to be cards that are going to say, hey, if you have nothing, you're more likely to get cards that are going to be like, hey, do this to give the enemy plus 20% damage, or next turn lose half your health. So it's like, you have to choose kind of what you're going to do. So, and that costs mana, or your energy points. So really cool fucking game. It's I think actually $16 right now on Steam. It's called Tainted Grail Conquest. Go check it out. It's phenomenal. I mean, if you are into card games, it's an awesome game. So
cool.
Yep. Bill, I know, like I said, I don't know if you had any questions. I know you kind of came into it a little bit late, but yeah, you're muted, buddy.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks cool. I pretty well gathered most of what I needed to know. It's something I'm definitely interested in.
Yeah, and there's, like I said, there's 12 different classes, and they all do different kind of shit, and you have to play through to unlock them and do different things to unlock them. And
how many do you start with?
One. You start with one,
okay.
but you quickly unlock the second the summoner.
Very Slay the Spire-esque then.
Yeah, you quickly unlock the summoner, and then from there it just depends on how you branch off and do things. And again,
Cool.
it's all choice based. So like you can be like, you may come across like I came across a blacksmith, and you know, I was able to say, hey, do you want to come into my camp? Or I could say, hey, upgrade my weapons now. And the first run I said, hey, upgrade my weapons now. I didn't see him for another 4 runs. And then I saw him again, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna invite you back to my camp. So I invited him back to my camp. Then another guy was like, hey, he needs a weird candle. I've never seen that guy again, and I've played probably 6 more runs since I got in the game and saw him, and I've not seen him again to where I can offer him a weird candle. So they RNG the runs a lot too, which is really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really it's a great game. I'm very, very impressed, for sure. So, yep. So that's games that we've been playing. Yeah. Moving on to our news, the news section. We need like a little button I can hit like news.
Just clip that.
Yeah, just clip that.
Yeah.
So first up on the docket is going to be Wukong. You guys are super excited about this. Hey, I'm gonna let you guys discuss it. So Wukong, talk to me about it. What's the news, the hype here around this?
The biggest thing is they're moving the engine over to the Unreal Engine, correct?
Unreal Engine 5, I believe.
They were on Unreal 4. Yeah, they're upgrading the from Unreal 4 to Unreal 5, which is going to give higher fidelity, higher 4K resolution at 60 FPS, ray tracing, NVIDIA DLSS, all that good stuff. Going to be day one, pretty much. No, it's a big move, not only for the fact that it's unlocking a lot of shit for them, but also for the fact that like they gave us a 12-minute trailer for the game alongside of it. So like the news may not like the news of them upgrading the actual engine may not be like a huge deal, but the information that we got from the 12-minute trailer is what's been like the big deal for this, because considering we had like I think a 4-minute trailer on the first time.
Yeah, it was a 4-minute trailer when it's all gameplay trailers, which is exceptional. That's amazing to see from the project, and the gameplay looks really solid. The gameplay looks like a lot of fun. There is definitely a Souls aspect to it. We saw that with the original trailer. It's only amplified here. And I'm just really excited about it. Journey to the West and like the Wukong mythos is something that I find really, really interesting. And it's inspired a ton of characters throughout pop culture. There's always a Goku style archetype. So
I think the biggest thing with it is just like the fact that we're seeing more visual effects, more abilities. Inside of the actual trailer, they had a full boss fight from start to finish, which I thought was extremely impressive. And I'm not really a big Dark Souls fan,
right?
You know, so the one thing. Well, actually, they had a couple of them, didn't they? They had the ending boss, and then
they had the mini boss and the end boss. Yeah.
And the both of them looked amazing and showed off some really high quality like visual effects. The one that impressed me, I think, the most was the ending one where he uses his staff and in his large.
He just shit on everything. That guy just shit on him.
Yeah.
They're monkeys.
He's a monkey, bro.
Monkeys, man.
What do you want? Yeah.
It's the same thing with the great white ape in Sekiro. It did poop attacks too. It's just a thing that they do.
I know, but it's just hilarious. Like the animation that he did there was just like turn ass, fucking put the sword in the ground, pick it up, and just all over him. Oh, all right.
I think the biggest one on this one as well that impressed me was the snow physics. Like
I've been watching the snow physics.
Him putting his staff into the ground and then putting that circle down actually displaced the snow.
It's going to cause people's computers to fucking.
100%. Yeah. Like, if you don't have a next or a new generation at least, or at least a 20 series, you're probably not going to be able to run this game.
I can't imagine what the CPU usage on this bitch is going to be. This thing is going to.
It's going to be insane. But
I mean, this is next gen though. That's what I'm more excited to see, like the capabilities of what next gen really can do.
Yeah,
that's the biggest reason.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for the possibilities, and everything they're showing is super duper well polished.
Yeah,
the fact that they are willing to show so much of the gameplay, even if it is like set specifically for them just to have this showcase, it's still light years above what most game companies would do with their products.
For sure.
I think the biggest one that impressed me the most was the ending of this, where he's fighting the big dragon, and one of the abilities that he uses is like I was about to say, he enlarges his staff to a point where he can get up on it and like get to safety. And that panoramic shot that they do at the end of it, like overlooking the background where the boss is at, and then the also the lake and the mountains in the towards the background. I was like, that's fucking gorgeous, man. Like 100%.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where that was exactly, but yeah. The one downside though, fucking Epic exclusive. So
Well, yes, Nickman's not gonna be playing it.
no, I will not.
Nope.
I will be, because this just
This is
screams.
the fire right here. Yeah, this part right here. I was just like, holy
Oh.
fuck, man.
Ooh.
This screams everything that I want in like an action RPG, and I hope they go an RPG route with it, and it's not like Sekiro as far as like it being super like linear and static, but I almost think it's going to be that way
I
just
imagine
because
that's
of
what it's gonna be. Yeah.
Yeah.
just because of the nature of Wukong and the mythos. He's kind of a one trick as far as like what he does. You might be able to get more abilities for his abilities because he can shapeshift.
Mhm.
He can do different stuff with his staff and like cloud flying and all that. But I can't imagine there being much need to put in build variety.
But
But
yeah,
it,
the fidelity that's going on right now. Like this is why you guys need to be watching the live show. Like legitimately watching the live show, or going to at least going to our YouTube channel and watching the actual VOD and everything like that. Because
Yeah.
like
There he goes.
watching this right here where he
Whoa.
looks out over that, and then just watching it, I'm like, fuck, man, that looks nice. That looks really pretty.
I can't like Wukong because of fucking League, man. Wukong pisses the hell out of me on League. So
Oh,
And then he smacks him.
that's sweet. Right on the noggin.
Yep.
yeah. So that's the Wukong. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go here. Because the rest of the stuff is now kind of talking points. We don't have a date for Wukong, right?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure
No,
they haven't
no date.
offered anything. Yeah.
Okay. So next up is Halo Infinite. Guys, if you guys have been following this, Halo has had a bunch of test flights recently and opened it up to Halo insiders. It's not hard to become a Halo insider, so you can go out there and get into these test flights. And they're going to be launching more and more of them as the time goes on and kind of months continue to kind of go through. But some news came out, and based on the flights, it was actually leaked that the game will come out December 8th, and then Microsoft again confirmed it for themselves that the game will launch December 8th. But the big news that came out was that it will not launch with campaign co-op or Forge at launch. Now that will be coming, because at first it was like it's not going to have it. And those were all rumors and misconceptions. And Microsoft did come out and confirm, saying, hey, look, it will have it, just not at launch. It's going to be Forge and campaign, or solo campaign only. Or no, I'm sorry, multiplayer and solo campaign only at launch.
and the multiplayer is still separate from the solo campaign, correct?
The multiplayer
free to
is
play.
completely separate. Yep, it is free to play. And there are still, they have not yet confirmed, but there are still kind of rumors out there based on leaked kind of deep hacks and files that they saw that says that there's going to be a BR. Whether or not that's true or not, I don't know. But as it stands right now, there are voice clips that that someone says where the announcer says Battle Royale. Who knows? But in any case, yeah. So December 8th is when we get Halo. I don't know if you guys have watched any of this stuff. If you like Halo, you're gonna like it. I'm a big Halo fan. I grew up playing Halo. I love Halo. I'm excited for the multiplayer campaign. I've not enjoyed the campaign since Halo 3. And yeah, so I don't really care about the campaign. I'm not gonna be buying the campaign. But yeah,
I think the multiplayer looks like poop too, honestly.
Same.
To each his own.
I think it looks alright.
The
I'll play it.
The grapple hook's neat. There's something like everything just feels super duper slow. Like even with the sprint and stuff, like
that's
everything
always
just feels
isn't
very
that
slow.
Halo?
That's
though?
Halo. Yeah, Halo has always been slower. Halo was
I've never
slower.
played Halo,
Halo was a slower paced game. Time to kill was a lot lower. And then you had Call of Duty, which quickened the pace. You know, and then everything kind of tried to match up to Call of Duty. And even Halo 4 started to do a lot of that, where they were trying to match up to Call of Duty. And Halo 5 Guardians even more so matching to Call of Duty. And I'm not, you know, it is what it is. But
I still think Halo Reach had the best multiplayer out of the series. My personal opinion.
well, this from what I've seen, I haven't had hands on. It reminds me of Halo Reach a lot. But I don't know. Like
There's
I said,
just
we'll
something
see.
about it, man. There's a clunk aspect to it that does not appeal, and I still am not 100% that the. I wish they would have pushed it back more, because even like not just to get the co-op in, which I think they very much at bare minimum need to have at launch, because that's goddamn ridiculous that you're pushing back fucking co-op in a game that's been co-opted since the beginning. That's one of the pivotal things that built the franchise, was like couch co-op into LAN co-op and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's asinine to me that you are willing to release the product in an unfinished state, because in my opinion, no co-op for this franchise is an unfinished state.
Yeah. No,
I also don't
agree.
think that it's there on a technical standpoint. I don't think it looks that great. I don't think it's going to play particularly well, just from what I've seen. I haven't had hands-on with it. And I understand all the multiplayer stuff that they've had hands-on with has been against bots and stuff, so that might be swaying my view as well. But
Yeah, I mean the flight again. Go. None of us know hands on. I will definitely have 100% play this game. You know, the multiplayer at least. So you know we'll continue on, but I don't disagree. I think not coming out with co-op is a fucking shame. Like that's stupid. It's the dumbest thing that you could. I don't get it.
push the fucking game back.
Yeah, or at least push the single player stuff or the campaign stuff back. Like launch the multiplayer. Fuck it. Like launch the multiplayer. And then launch.
I'd even be fine with that. Yeah.
Launch the campaign stuff.
I think you'd honestly have a better. They'd honestly have a better time and more actual players if they just said fuck it and didn't worry about the fucking co-op or the story and just released it as a multiplayer only game.
Oh, I agree too. I think that at this point we don't care.
I think they need to go the route that what's the guys that made Apex Legends? I always forget their name.
Respawn. Titanfall.
Yeah, I think they need to go the route that they went.
Well,
with
Titanfall actually went backwards. So Titanfall released multiplayer,
yeah.
and then they reversed it, and then they made the campaign. But
they made the campaign, but then they released Apex, and they have no intentions of making a campaign for Apex. From everything that
I think this game players finished the fight. We were connected to Halo 1, 2, and 3. After that, we didn't give a fuck. Halo, I guarantee you, even people that love Halo
Reach made me cry.
Right, but that's still in that. Okay, so Reach 1, 2, and 3. I'm just saying that unit, like that all of that. I include Reach, ODST in that kind of Halo 3, the trilogy world, right?
Okay.
Once you take that out of the case, I guarantee even Halo fans, I am one of them, could not tell you or give a fuck about Halo 4 or Halo 5. Don't give a shit. Could fucking care less. I don't care, because we finished the fight. We ended the story. It was done. I'm wrapped up. Master Chief, blah, blah, blah. All good. Put a bow on it. Done. I don't need to fucking.
Unless you're following the books, I think that you're not going to give a fuck about what's going on.
Yeah, this is like trying to bring Michael Jordan back into basketball. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, let the man go. Let the fucking thing die. Like, let it be done, and let us just have the multiplayer. Like, that's what people care about right now. So, but we'll see. It'll be interesting. More multiplayer news. Call of Duty Vanguard released, and actually I wanted to have a kind of a discussion here about Call of Duty Vanguard versus Battlefield 2042. Enigma,
I didn't even hear about Call of Duty Vanguard. Is this like the same idea?
So Call of Duty Vanguard is now they're going back. It's their next iteration for COD.
Right.
And they're going back to World War II.
Again.
Yeah, well, not what do you mean again by saying like the last
Call of Duty went to World War II in what, Black?
And no, World at War. That was the last
World at War.
Yeah.
That
World
was
at War, but then there was Call of Duty World War II.
Oh, no. Okay,
Everyone
okay. Yes, because the game sucked.
I mean, it sucked, but I'm saying it was there, so they're doing
the game
it again.
sucked. But yes, so basically they are releasing Vanguard. It is going to have a story mode. It is going to have a multiplayer component, and obviously there's still the BR thing. The crazy thing about this that I don't know, and that I don't know about Call of Duty and what they're doing is like they are now juggling 3 different IPs here. Like you've got the single player version, you've got the multiplayer aspect, and then there's the BR aspect. And the BR aspect has become its own entity. Like it is
not just that though. They've got the multiplayer, they've got the campaign, right? They've got the BR aspect, and they have a zombie mode.
well, yeah, but the zombie is Vanguard gonna have zombies? I don't know. Did they confirm it?
From everything that I'm reading, it's gonna have multiplayer, the BR.
What's weird is because I don't think
and the zombies.
Is Treyarch doing this one? Who is developing Vanguard?
I'm not.
Treyarch.
I'm pretty sure it's Treyarch.
I don't think it is because
when was the last time
they
that
have. Well, here's the thing. There's 3 studios that do it.
Sledgehammer.
Is Sledgehammer doing it? So it's not Treyarch.
Sledgehammer's doing it.
Gotcha.
So Treyarch has been notorious the ones for zombies. So if they're doing zombies,
Sledgehammer has been Spec Ops.
That's going to be very interesting to see their zombie mode.
Yeah, just from everything that I've read, it says that this includes the look and feel of the environments running on the engine, as well as what you can expect from the campaign, zombie modes, and multiplayer.
So this is I don't. Here's the thing. Call of Duty right now has been diving left and right. Like the Battle Royale mode, Warzone made a huge increase in their player base. And because the game was dying off, Warzone brought it back. But Warzone has gone through so much crap because of hackers and their system sucks. And what blows me away is that the one thing that they talked about in Vanguard was they're like, we're coming out with an anti-cheat. And I'm like, what year are we in? It's 2021. Like, so games are now coming out without co-op, and you're telling me the big selling point is that you have anti-cheat? Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, is this where we're at right now?
So this makes a little bit more sense. So it says that while yes, what's it called, Sledgehammer or whatever it's called, is going to be doing the development of this game, they're working in conjunction with Treyarch Studios, one of the production leads that worked with the zombies on Treyarch Studios. So they're planning on working with them for Cold War Zombie mode.
That's neat.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's so surprising to hear though. Like that's never happened in all like how many ever years Treyarch's.
I mean, they're owned by the same fucking company.
Yeah,
so.
I know. It's just weird.
I
It's
think
just like breaking tradition almost.
Well, I just think it's odd in general that the year that we are in, right, and where we're at in gaming, that like we still have a studio that is, we still have Activision that is pumping these things out to 3 different studios, 3 different years at 3 different times. Well, not 2 different studios because now Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, I don't even think is a thing anymore. But you have Sledgehammer and Treyarch, and they're bouncing back and forth or whatever. Like to me, I would say, hey, Sledgehammer, you have Warzone. We're making Warzone its own fucking thing, and that's gonna be it. And then we've got Treyarch. You're over here doing campaign and zombies, and that's its own fucking thing. And let those 2 be separate. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. It's nuts to me, and I'm interested to see how long this is going to last. I think that Battlefield is probably going to clean its clock when it comes to this year and like shooters and stuff like that. Mainly because, again, I think Warzone will have a big hype because, again, they're anti-cheat or whatever the fuck it's going to be. But here's the question. If I don't own Warzone, if I don't buy Vanguard, can I play the new Warzone, Vanguard, whatever the fuck that is? Like, how do you manage all of that? Like, I don't know. It's just weird. But yeah. And then Battlefield 2042, people are bitching about being like, there's already hacks out for the game. And I'm like, just everybody needs to understand, guys, that happens with every multiplayer game ever. Aimbots, anti-cheats, or aimbots, wall hacks, all that kind of stuff, all sold. I can go right now and buy Vanguard aim hacks, and it's a scam, but I can go do it if I want. Like, so people are freaking because they're saying, "Oh, it's gonna be horrible with hackers." Like, no.
I mean, it's a little bit deeper than that, though, because of the EA like data breach that happened. The hacks that are going to be in the game are going to be a lot more sophisticated, a lot more difficult to work around, just by the nature of those hackers getting basically the completed source code of the game. There's not going to be any like guessing.
I don't know. I've seen
how they develop their cheats. Like, it's gonna be a problem. It is very much gonna be a problem. And if you don't think it's gonna be worse than the other ones, I'm liable to think that it's gonna be significant.
cheat and hack creators don't ever guess. Like that's never a thing that they do. They get it. They get the source files for the game, whether it releases, whether they get their source files for the release or they get their source files prior. Doesn't matter. They're not guessing. They're taking an engine. They're taking cheat engine essentially, going in, breaking through the encryptions that they have on the source files and figuring out what goes where. There's never a guesstimation when it comes to hack programs.
Right.
Unless you're dealing with like those cobbled together fucking script kiddie bullshits that they charge
Right.
like $2 for.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
Like
but
the major hackers are that's why they start this early. That's why I laugh whenever people are like, oh, it's already got fucking hacks. It's like, yeah, that's why they download the fucking
Right.
like the demos is so that they can get a head start on this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All this stuff
Yeah,
is.
the only thing I was saying is it takes the guesswork out of it. They have unencrypted source code that they can work with. I understand the game has evolved past when they got that info.
Yeah, but encryptions are not 100%. Like it doesn't matter if they've got the encryption, the encrypted data through some backwoods deal, or they're doing it all 100% when the game releases. Right? They're gonna break through that encryption within an hour.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter who you.
And even on the sites that you go and look at, like they are sourcing the fact that Vanguard has got the same problems. Like all of these, that's what I'm saying. All of these games that are coming that are competitive shooters or whatever, they all have these hacks that come out beforehand. And it's a normal thing. So people freaking out being like, it's terrible. It's like that's the same.
This coming out so soon and coming to light right now is probably a good thing, honestly, for them to respond to it faster, if anything.
Yeah, but then the source code for those, once they fix it, it's just gonna be right back
Yeah.
out there. I mean, you're never gonna stop it.
It's
so.
inevitable.
That's
It's
why-
just a constant like fight against them.
That's why whenever a company comes out with a game that has like Denovu or some other like anti-theft or anti-piracy, encryptions or anything like that, that shit is literally broken within an hour, probably less.
Oh yeah.
Honestly,
Well,
it just takes them like 20 minutes to get it up on a torrent site.
The
right?
bigger thing about it is like you have companies like Activision who actively don't do shit to stop it. Like that's the problem where people are getting pissed off is because like, if EA basically takes this attitude of like, nothing I can do about it. Well, then yeah,
it benefits them, right? Like in the long run, they have an abundance of people playing the game. If they ban people for the hacks, they're just going to purchase another fucking title.
I honestly think the best way to deal with hackers is just hacker lobbies.
Well,
I do agree. Yeah, but what's it called? GTA 5 does a really great job.
They do so well with that.
Cracks me the fuck up because like legitimately these people go on and spend like $30-$40 for hacks for GTA 5, right? They get like maybe an hour in open lobbies before GTA's anti-hack catches them and sends them to the bad boy lobby, which is just a bunch of hackers, scripters, dupers in one lobby. It makes it the vastly unenjoyable for the people.
The problem with COD was that it became a situation of it's free. Warzone's free. It doesn't cost anything. So
it doesn't cost anything.
And that's a problem that you're gonna have with a free to play account, right? Like that's gonna always be an issue with a free game is you're gonna have hackers. And what's the easiest way to stop that? There is no real easy way other than IP bans, and even IP bans you can get past.
That's easy with a VPN and all that.
Well,
the thing about
what the option at that point is like hardware ID bans, but that point,
then virtual machines.
At that point, you have virtual machines, but you also have people complaining that, hey, how are you getting my hardware ID?
They just gotta come send people IRL and just blow up their machines.
Yeah, don't do that because then you're gonna have them on fucking there burning Amaranth's house down and shit like that. So let's just not let's not. No, the reality of it is, guys, is that you're never gonna get rid of the hackers, and I do think that the best way of doing it is hacker lobbies. You want to hack, great, put them all in the fucking same lobby. Let them fucking duke it out, man. Hack your heart out. You know what I mean? So
have at it.
And it's not hard. That is not a hard thing to do. I have talked to multiple people that are in the gaming industry that talk about like, hacking and or just in general like how they can recognize like SBMM and whatnot. And they're like, it really isn't that difficult to be able to say like, oh, these are hackers. Flag the accounts, and they're always gonna get shoved into hacking lobbies. And
so like I said, that's what happens in GTA 5 is as soon as they get flagged for that, they are booted out of the normal servers.
I think they do that in Red Dead too, don't they?
I don't know if Red Dead has that much of an advancement. You got to remember, fucking GTA or Rockstar doesn't give a fuck about
They don't care about Red Dead.
Red Dead. They don't give a fuck.
So a couple quick hits before we get into a little bit longer topics. New World is having an open beta, guys. So if you are wanting to experience New World, which I highly recommend if you are an MMO fan or just in general wanting to try something new, we kind of in a, if you are an MMO fan, you have there's a wasteland right now of games. But the open beta starts on September 9th, runs at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 2 p.m. UTC time, so 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern. And it runs until the 12th at midnight Pacific time. So, yeah.
It will most likely be followed up by another delay because that's the track record we have right now.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's
very well.
We could get another delay. You know, with this, so we'll see. But you can go in there, try it out, open beta. Just be aware that they will delete it off your machine once they are done with it.
They didn't delete this one.
No, it's still there.
They deleted mine.
They didn't delete mine.
Well,
They deleted mine.
They deleted
interrupted a game. Yeah, mid game of Naraka, I got a error. It kicked me out, and it's like your game has been taken away. I'm like, oh,
that's fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah. So,
they deleted mine, and the other, like, I still have it. I can show you a screenshot right now. New World closed beta is still.
That's because they feel bad for last time.
Yeah.
So. Another game that's in open beta right now, guys, is Riders Republic. This is an Ubisoft game. This is the game that we saw we covered during E3. This is
Riders Republic.
Riders Republic. Yep.
Did you say Riders Republic?
Oh, I said Riders.
He said Riders.
I think he said Riders.
I definitely didn't. I said Riders, but it's okay. Riders Republic. Open beta started on the 28th. Wait, no, it's now until the 28th. Sorry. So you have 2 more days if you want to play this. I've watched some people play it.
I've played it.
What are your thoughts?
Have you?
Yeah, I
Big
played it for
Boston
about.
boys.
I played it for about 4 hours earlier with Brit and Crow Templar. It's a game.
Yeah.
That is indeed about dirt bike or mountain biking,
extreme
skiing,
sports,
snowboarding, and wingsuit flying.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much steep, but you're in a different environment,
so
right?
I kind of, but it's edgy. Like if
edgy.
Like if somebody's 16-year-old nephew wrote a script for a tournament like biking scenario, the dialogue is, at least to my brain, pretty cringe. It's got a lot of like hip young slang
that's bussin' for real.
I just don't get it. But as far as a gameplay aspect goes, I was about to uninstall it on mouse and keyboard. Picked up a controller. It controls significantly better on that. But the thing that I'm seeing with it, so it does a lot of things really good. I like the open world take on it. You have a reason to take and explore this entire Riders Republic area that they've set up for you. Ubisoft somehow made a biking and snowboarding game and open world game. There's a ton of stuff to wander around. There's a ton of stuff to find. You can climb up to the peak of this mountain with your snowmobile, and there'll be a dude up there that'll give you some weird ass skis, and it's pretty neat in that regard. There's a lot of hidden things to it. As far as the actual races and competitions go, they feel like watered down versions of what you can do on GTA 5.
Yeah, it when I watched it, it was just a hodge, like there's so much of a hodgepodge of sports that they didn't do one well. Like it was just like these are all kind of like
the biking is definitely the best executed, in my opinion.
Biking it's like mountain biking.
Yeah,
it's downhill mountain biking. The courses are actually really good on that. There's a good weight to the bikes. The bikes have different handling stats and stuff, so you can either have one that's really good at top speed but can't turn for shit, or you can have one that's all about handling. Like there's a decent. It's Ubisoft has done the Trials games, so it's very similar to how the bikes are set up in the Trials type stuff stat wise. The biking is really good. The biking is definitely probably the highlight of the game. Skiing and snowboarding is fine. I didn't do much of the actual races with the skiing and snowboard. It seems like most of that is like trick courses, whether they be like grind rail courses or like ramp courses.
Like SSX.
And it feels shallow. It just
SX, I wouldn't compare it to SSS. XSX like nailed that snowboarding trick
Well, I'm
style
saying
feel.
it's the
This
same
is
idea.
not.
I'm not saying it's
Oh,
going to be
okay.
anything comparable. I'm just
No,
saying
it's
that idea.
extremely watered down
Yeah.
compared to SSX.
Yeah.
But it's passable, I suppose. And I did not get into the wingsuit, but
I watched a lot of the
from what
wingsuit
it
stuff.
the wingsuiting basically, like I said, it feels like GTA 5 style aerial racing.
I'll say the wingsuit
something-
in Steep was my favorite thing.
Something. Well,
worked.
these wingsuits have rockets attached to them
Yep.
for some reason. So
Well, there's two different sides.
What?
There's two different kinds. There's the regular wingsuits, and then you have the rocket suits that are that. Because I
So you're
watched
like
both.
Falcon.
Kind of.
it it's more like Superman 64, honestly.
Yeah, it's
God.
rough.
It's pretty hard to control. Everything is, from the little bit of time I had on the wingsuit, I was not impressed with it.
Yeah,
it's a game.
It's out there. You can go and download it or try it for free right now. It runs until the 28th.
We were playing it, and you're like, yeah, this might be something cool that we can like fuck around with on like a community night or something that like people can enjoy. It's something different. We had a decent time with it, and then Crow was like, it's a free to play game, right?
No.
And then we
What
just
is
kind
it,
of
like
went silent.
$40?
Yeah,
It was like the Star
It's a full
Wars
60.
Yeah,
Padme
it's 60.
Anakin
No.
meme.
I'm almost
It's a free to play game, right?
It's 60. I'm
It's
pretty
a free
sure.
to play game, right? It's a $60
Yeah,
game.
it's
Yeah.
60
Oh my
bucks. Like, absolutely
Jeez.
not.
Is this beta on Steam or is
No,
it
it's
on
on
Ubisoft
It's only on
only?
Ubi Connect.
Yeah.
It's Ubi, so it's going to be on their launch.
Yeah.
So yeah, Riders Republic, guys. Again, it's something I will say
I
it's
can
something
definitely-
different. It's different.
I can see the audience they're going for. I think it is going to be fairly successful just because it does have a lot of content there, but it needs a hell of a lot of polish.
Well, it's Ubisoft. That's their fucking mantra. It's like, we'll
Yeah.
release it and then we'll polish it later. So
yeah. So
yeah.
I thought it was going to be free to play with the free to play stance that they're going with a lot of their games, but it blew my mind that they're charging 60 for this one.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Just from my personal opinion, the open world aspect of it's cool, but that was probably the coolest aspect of it, along with the biking.
Go play Forza. If you go play Forza Horizons, if you want open world, like obviously it's not the same. It's not extreme sports, but they nail that fucking open world setting.
Was that other one like if you want
The
a
Crew.
if you
The
no,
Crew.
not the crew if
That
you
was
want like
supposed to be crazy.
an open world like bullshitty game that you can just go around and fuck around in. I don't think it's like a multiplayer like this, but you guys ever played Just Cause?
Just Cause is great.
Yeah.
If you want
That's more silly, though, but
yeah, that's
yeah.
not. That's yeah.
if you want a good like open world game like that has like the rocket, like the whatever the flight suit and bullshit is like that, I think that's a far better game.
Yeah. So again, that runs from now until the 28th. Go check it out. All right. So we have more Blizzard news. So to start with the smaller news of Blizzard, McCree is being renamed.
We don't know what yet.
Nope.
Fly.
I've heard there's high bids on the name Cosby.
I thought I saw a comment and this ties in with the other thing that we have to talk about with Blizzard, but I saw one that they should rename him Shredder because that's the most hardworking employee in Blizzard currently.
Oh,
They came out with a statement. Oh my god.
that was good.
Yeah.
that
but,
was really good.
They came out with a whole
that'll
statement.
come to
About like never naming characters again after real life people. They want to
Yeah.
stay to the fictional side of things and never involve real life scenarios or references or anything like that. So
Yeah,
You
I
know,
don't
the thing that pisses me off with this, I think the most is it's like, yeah, I get it. The dude was a fucking idiot. He was a fucking asshole, and he doesn't deserve to have any kind of name or recognition in the game, right?
yeah.
But it's a fucking name.
Well, you could easily just kill the character off. Just kill them off and create a new one.
You can't. I don't think you can kill off McCree. McCree's
Nah.
too
Why not?
ingrained inside of the fucking because he's too ingrained inside of the Overwatch community and the Overwatch story.
Kill him off, make
Yeah.
his son.
Yeah,
take
I was
But
saying-
the one thing that I was saying was I could see them killing him off and then just doing a carbon copy and making a new character with his exact same fucking. But either way you look at it, it's gonna piss a lot of people off.
You know what would be great, and I know like they literally just came out with that statement. They're never gonna name somebody over a real person, but Mick Mercer
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying that they should name it after Mercer, but
Yeah, that would be like justified, but they wouldn't do it.
Why don't they just? I don't know. I think this is fucking dumb. I think this is like the fucking stupidest fucking thing ever. I mean,
me too.
It is what it is.
The way that I look at it is this is just another one of those moments of people being enraged and outraged over something so small and insignificant that it's almost unintelligent in my eyes. Like it's almost like lowbrow too lowbrow for me at this point. Like you want to get rid of an entire character. You want to rename a character that has been in a game since its fucking release, since its fucking conception.
I don't know. If they
because some asshole was a sexual abuse guy. Like that's all you're doing is just giving him more satisfaction.
I mean, I see both sides. I see
I'm just
the
saying,
reason
kill the
people
fucking
want to
guy
see
off.
it.
Just kill the character off.
Personally, I
Yeah,
don't
but,
care.
what I'm
It's
seeing-
the lore thing. Like there's a lot of lore behind it. It's like he said. It's ingrained into all
They
the lore.
killed off fucking Darth Vader, bro. They brought back fucking Emperor Palpatine. You can kill the character off, keep the lore the same, transfer the fucking skins.
I will say one thing Blizzard is really fucking good at is killing off characters that are pivotal to the fucking.
It's in their MO, bro. They do it all the time.
They did that with
Look at Warcraft.
Sourfang. They did that with fucking what's her name? Stupid
Shyvana?
Undead
Not
bitch.
Shyvana.
I can't remember her name.
Sylvana?
Sylvana, yeah, Sylvana.
Yeah, dude,
Like they're extremely good at killing off
ridiculous.
characters that are pivotal to the fucking main storylines, but I think it would be rough for them to do it with McCree. Because
I think they'll just give him a nickname.
Yeah.
Plus, like what we're seeing, there's been so much money spent on cosmetics and stuff for the character. They can't easily get rid of the character. And if they did do a kill off and then bring somebody back in with the exact same kit, they would have to.
I mean, honestly, they probably would do that because they could just force you to fucking pay for even more of those cosmetics.
Like, not even that, man. They could literally just be like, here's the new character. He took over his hat. His son took over his fucking mantle, and it's McFly or whatever. I don't fucking care what you call him, and whatever, McShoddy, whatever, and boom, he's done. And now he has the same skin, same whatever, man. It's fucking
McDonald.
Dumb. The bigger thing about this is that Blizzard found out it came to find out Blizzard is shredding fucking documents. Like, can we talk about the actual legit thing I see here? Blizzard is shredding everything.
They're not shredding. They're not shredding anything.
Yes, they are. Oh, I'm sorry.
they're
they're deleting. They're not
They're deleting it.
They're not physically shredding anything because there's no physical content to shred. That's their. If you're not aware of what's going on, basically during this lawsuit, that's all come out. It's obviously just continuously getting worse and worse and worse.
They're just expanding on top of it. Like California just keeps expanding the discrimination lawsuit against Activision Blizzard for even more shit that they found on an almost daily basis, man. Like,
yeah, we are.
It's rough.
We are seeing the end of an era. With Blizzard essentially destroying themselves, but they were found that they had been shredding, deleting, whatever the fuck you want to call it, destroying evidence, and then they got caught, and now they're saying, "Oh, well, we're not." It's not shredding. Their argument is not that they're not doing it. Their argument is we're not shredding anything because there's nothing to actually physically shred. We're deleting it. It's different. It's completely different. Like, it's like, are you kidding me? So, but yeah, I mean,
it's not just that. Like the expansion of the lawsuit. That's just one small part of it. Like the California found out that the human resource personnel were destroying documents pertaining to the California inquiries that were put forth with this first rendition, right? Which, if any of you know, like legally, that's tampering with evidence. You can get thrown in jail for that. Like that is a federal offense.
Yep.
Tampering with evidence of a federal investigation.
You
can get fucking prison time for that.
They won't see the inside of a cell, but yes, it's illegal.
Yeah. Oh, and that's another conversation. Like the worst part about this entire thing is like because it's such a large company. What's going to happen is they're just going to continue to push the blame off on random person, and right. So they're going to continue to spread all this throughout the entire company, right? And then once you get to a certain point, you can't really pinpoint who is to blame for the entire thing, right? So what's going to happen is they're just going to basically pay a fine and then continue on doing whatever the fuck they want to do, essentially, right? But the biggest thing with this one that I found was shocking was the Department of Fair Employment and Housing actually extended it for how they're treating temporary workers. They're basically being told that California is investigating cites that out Activision Blizzard's non-disclosure agreement that requires the employees must speak with the company before contacting any state department. And the hiring and union busting law firm Wolfram as an example of the company's lack of cooperation has stated that basically they're forcing their employees to come in and talk to them, and they're making them sign NDAs before they can speak with anybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is fucking insane to me, man. Like if you want to pin the blame on somebody, right? If you want to tell who exactly is guilty, it's the person in the back that's trying to quietly fucking silence people.
I mean, that's not even that uncommon, which is a sad thing in a lot of these places where before, and the only reason I know this is because I've gone through arbitrations, I've gone through mediations, I've gone through shit with large companies, that when you go, and luckily I was on the side of where this was the employee doing the wrongdoing, and not the company, but like, like there are things that are put in place to make sure that like, look, you will not talk about this outside of this room, that you will sign this stuff. Like, I mean, it's pretty much, if you don't sign it, you're fucked. Like, you're fired, kind of stuff. It's crazy. It really is how crazy, how shocking, like, and how prevalent this is with a lot of companies, when it comes to this kind of stuff. But I mean, the reality of it is, what Blizzard's WoW's user base has dropped in half, right? I think they dropped the new.
It's not fully like confirmed because obviously they don't offer up any like hard numbers on like sub counts and shit. But yeah, according to from what I've been reading, they're basically stating that mathematically looking at how many players are on the servers currently and how many of those are probably alt, you're looking at a 50% loss of player base, roughly.
That's insane. And they didn't have 50% to lose, bro.
Yeah. They were already down like millions of players.
That's crazy.
Even prior to this. So.
Crazy. Whew. Pretty sure Blizzard. I would be shocked if Blizzard comes out of this without being.
I've said it. I've kind of said it from the start, and I think you agreed with me, and we were kind of talking about this. Like, I personally feel that Blizzard's probably done, man. Like, I think this is the end of Blizzard, and what's going to happen is they're going to shut down Blizzard itself, absorb all of Blizzard's IPs into separate companies. So you're probably going to see like Treyarch get, this, or you're going to see, this company get World of Warcraft. It will no longer be Blizzard's World of Warcraft. It'll be Activision presents.
It's been Activision's fucking World of Warcraft for a long time, but man, that's I don't know. How long have we said this? For decades or years, man. We've been saying that fucking Blizzard, the Blizzard we know is long gone. It's sad, man. It's a sad fucking thing. But well, I mean, it's not sad because they did it themselves.
Because of why it's happening.
Right,
they
why
did
it's
it
happening.
themselves.
I mean, there's fucking shit. There's shit people, and also too, like, the one thing I will say is I really hope that this investigation doesn't just stop with Blizzard. I really fucking hope this, because I guarantee you that this shit's going on with Activision. I guarantee you that shit is happening over at Activision as well. Like, and I'm sure it's happening in. I mean, we see it across a lot of companies. I mean, Ubisoft had this problem. Riot had this problem. Fucking, Blizzard now. I mean, a multitude. I think EA had an issue with this kind of stuff. Like, it's. I don't know, but I hope that they investigate more into, this. And again, Activision. Though Call of Duty Mobile is their biggest seller, like that's their money maker, which is crazy to me, but that's their money maker.
Their biggest sellers, yeah.
Taking a hit and with Blizzard, that's a big fucking deal, man. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money that Activision.
It's in hindsight to what they've got going on for them right now. It's really not though. Blizzard for the past several years has not been their big money ticket. It's actually lost them more money than it's made.
Yeah, I would say.
In comparison to like you said, like Call of Duty Mobile, the fucking Candy Crush bullshit, like the mobile fucking games that they have going on right now. Like in comparison to those games, Blizzard has lost them more money than it's made them, from everything that I've been reading, or at least it's not up there on the charts, right?
It's still I don't care, man. You're still talking. If you have 1 million users, minus alt, let me take out alts. Let's just say half of the user base. So half of the user base now gone. Right? That's still a fucking truckload of money, man. That's a shit ton of money.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but like again, like I said, when it comes down to what's in comparison to their other money makers, I think that Activision could be like, fuck it. Get World of Warcraft out of here. It's canceled. It's done. They would go. That's like chump change to them right now.
Comparable to what the headache is.
I pulled it up on the stats as well, and they are not losing players big time as of yet. But this is the first time since the game's inception that they are having negative. They have a 1%, like they have lost 1% of, or 0.1% of their player base.
I don't know where you're reading that, because I read like literally just a couple days ago that they've lost projected about 50% of their player base.
I am on MMOpopulation.com.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what those numbers are, because like I said, this is coming from Bellular, like one of the bigger news sources for World of Warcraft.
This could also not be completely updated properly. I'm just going off what I saw. Regardless, it from both sources, it's still a negative trend, and it's the first time the game's ever been in a negative trend since. Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll keep you updated on all of that kind of stuff as well. And then some news that came out of Gamescom. And by the way, make sure you guys are getting your questions ready, please. Thank you, Scruff, for putting it out there. Also, too, if you are listening to the show after the fact, feel free that you can tweet at us your questions, even if they are pertaining to last week's show or something like that. Gaming related, right? Like, it's fine. Like, tweet at us. We'll make sure we pick it up.
Or comment on our YouTube videos.
Yep, comment on the YouTube videos. Even our it's prepatchteam@gmail.com, right? Isn't that our email?
Yep.
prepatchteam@gmail.com. Start sending your questions there, guys. Like, again, we'd love to be able to have.
And also, we have a feature on our Anchor link, which is anchor.fm/prepatchpodcast. And then I will say, if you fucking spam this and you guys are weird, I will delete it. But there is an option for you to leave a voice. If you want to go on there,
fuck! I wouldn't have put that out in the world.
I mean, it's there. It's there if you want it, but I will remove it if you guys abuse it.
Oh, I'm gonna call it a lie.
I'm absolutely.
I am
penis.
I am absolutely gonna put my voice on there.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, but yeah. Finish questions. Last topic, guys. This came out of Gamescom. This is probably the biggest thing that came out of Gamescom. Realistically, so far from
Gamescom was such a disappointment.
It really
man.
was. Yeah. I was honestly expecting, because we've got a lot of games coming up on the horizon. I was like, fuck, man, I'm expecting at least something from some
Gamescom.
Of these big names.
Normally is actually a really big show for new
titles. Last year it was pretty good. Or 2019. I don't know if last year was.
But so they blame COVID. Whatever, fine. Whatever. But anyway, Xbox announced that xCloud is actually coming to consoles. If you're not familiar with what xCloud is, it's basically their cloud-based system allowing you to be able to run your games and play your games pretty much anywhere that you have a internet connection. And I have used it. I've seen it being used, and it actually runs really well, at least on the tablet side and phone side. But they are bringing it out to consoles now, to where you can basically run it on Series X, and the what was it? Series X and Series S.
Series S, yeah.
Series S, yeah. So, but now it's open again to everything, to PC, Apple devices, handhelds, basically anything that you've got a browser source, whatever, you can run it. It really does work, man. Like it works really, really, really well. I've had a lot of people kind of talk about this being the way that things are supposed to be doing. And this is what we saw whenever they teamed up with Facebook. Like this was the whole thing about Facebook buying Mixer, and basically the whole kind of they're partnering with Facebook to be able to provide this kind of service. But it is, man. I mean, it's pretty out of all of the stuff, because I mean, this has been what people have been trying to do for fucking 8 years. Gaikai tried to do it. They tried to do it with PlayStation with Gaikai on live. Back in the early 2000s and like late 90s, there was a system that tried to do this. We have GeForce now. You've got Razer's version of it. I mean, there's a myriad of different services that try to do this. Google with Stadia. They all
forgetting the big boy, Stadia, bro.
They suck. They suck. This actually functions really well. I
thought Nvidia's was pretty decent.
Okay, Nvidia's is not.
You have to have good internet though.
Yeah, Nvidia's is not bad, but yeah, you even have. So Plagued uses Nvidia GeForce. Not necessarily, because I was playing. I tried doing this with my internet and without it. My internet where I'm at, I don't have like 5G LTE or anything like that. I've got 4G LTE and spotty. Sometimes it will just go to 4G. I was playing on my phone, and I ended up downloading and playing Minecraft Dungeons. Again, nothing fucking crazy, right? But I played Minecraft Dungeons on it, and it ran fine on 4G. I didn't have any kind of really latency issues or anything like that. But Plagued uses GeForce, and I have watched him with internet, good gig internet or good internet, drop connection just out of the blue. Just GeForce stops. Yeah. So, it's impressive. I mean, again, I think this is really imperative with. I think
the biggest thing with Microsoft stuff is like their acquisition of Bethesda. They acquired IDsoft, which IDsoft had a really big breakthrough about 2 or 3 years ago, I think is what it was, with their cloud-based gaming service.
Yeah,
you remember when they announced that in E3?
Yeah,
they were like, that was a big move for them, because like they were boasting like pretty much zero latency. I mean, on mobile phones, playing like the new Doom game.
This is this is good. I mean, it really does work, man. I mean, I'm actually very surprised. I went into it with like very skeptical opinion of being like, this is not going to fucking work, because I've tried.
I'm curious how well it will work on a higher res game though.
Well, everything right now, they are limiting it to the highest quality being 1080p 60.
That's still decent quality. Like
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I mean, you're not going to get 4K or anything like that.
Yeah, I was about to say, considering most of the devices that they're going to be playing them on isn't going to benefit from 4K. To be completely honest with you, most fucking mobile devices, you're not going to be able to see 4K really. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be higher fidelity, but there's no actual reason to have that with a screen that small.
Right. So it's like I said, it's impressive, man. And I will just give this again. I mean, we've said this numerous times. Give testament and give kudos to Xbox, man, and to Phil Spencer. The man knows what he's doing. I trust that man when it comes to his vision for gaming, and I love the fact that he goes, you know what? I don't give a fuck what you're playing. Like, Xbox is no longer, it's not a console. Like, it's not about that. I want to be able to play wherever. Like, and
gaming experience is no longer a console, it's just a gaming experience.
Right. I like that idea. I like that kind of concept. And I mean, he said I think he was actually on Drop Frames, which is another, that's like a more watered down version of the pre-patch podcast. Like, if you want to go, I mean, it's okay, I guess. It's an RA podcast. Ours.
So we actually turned down Phil Spencer.
Yeah, we turned them down. Yeah. So we said, look, you can't take Bill's spot right now. He's here. That's his spot.
We can't show favoritism. We got
only favoritism goes towards Mama Scruff. Let's just be real. Okay,
that's it. But in any case, he went on there and said, like, my ideal world is for you to be able to play Xbox games everywhere. He goes, and he said, because they asked him, they were like, well, so that means you could play Xbox games on a PlayStation. He goes, why not? He goes, why not being able to play it through your browser on a PlayStation? Buy one console and do it that way. That's fucking crazy, man. Like, that's the way gaming should go. Like, that's the way gaming should be. So yeah.
I do find that kind of funny though, considering the fact that he's like, yeah, why not? You can play it on a PlayStation, but yet they're gonna have exclusives that you can't play on PlayStation.
I mean, you can play them on Game Pass. You can buy them on Game Pass.
Oh, I mean, I guess you can, but
play them on Game Pass. You're just not gonna be able to play they're not. The disc version is not going to go to
Yeah.
PlayStation. So,
Right.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think that it's about time that that Sony got a taste of their own medicine, honestly. But
well, we'll see. Anyway, that's the show, guys. Boys and girls, I finished 3 minutes fucking early too, bitch.
hell yeah.
Wow, that's new.
Yeah. So you guys better have questions. What are some questions that are out there? No. So yeah, thank you guys for all tuning in. I don't think
I do actually have we can cut the podcast right now if we want to, but I wanted to have a quick discussion after the podcast. It's just a quick one. Has anybody watched the new Witcher film on
Witcher.
Netflix?
I looked at it. I didn't watch it yet.
Wait, the new
I've heard
season's
it's
out?
exceptional.
Wait, the new
Yeah, I've heard
season
it's
is
good.
out?
Yeah,
No.
The
No,
It's an anime
It's an animated.
adaptation.
It's an animated movie.
It's anime. I can't watch
Yeah.
it.
It's not like anime. It's like Western anime. It looks like Batman almost. Like the art style is like a Batman
Yeah.
esque like Western animation rather than
I've heard it's
what they
exceptional. I haven't
call
watched it yet.
what they call cartoon rather than animated, right?
Yeah.
But it's so fucking good, man. Like it's so fucking good.
A question for you: do I need to know like the Witcher series to enjoy it?
I mean it would help if you because like you're gonna
Like
be
I know the
introduced-
basics. Like I know Geralt, like and all that. Is he even in that though? I heard
I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, he makes an
Did
appearance.
you call
he
him
makes an appearance.
Geralt?
I just know it's not like totally about the same as the Witcher series. It's like a spinoff,
Yeah,
right?
Scruff. What the fuck? It's
Did you-
Gerald.
It's please don't
you
call
act
him
like
What?
you're a
Geralt.
fan.
It's Geralt.
What?
It's not Geralt.
It's Geralt.
It's not
Sup-
Geralt.
Oh my
It
god.
is Geralt.
It's not
It's
Geralt.
Geralt.
It's not anyway. It's bussin'.
But yeah, no, I mean it would help you if you had at least some form of information as to what the characters are because it does introduce you to like characters that you've been introduced prior,
Okay.
you know.
Gotcha.
But you don't have to. Like if you just wanted to go into it, be like, oh, this is brand spanking fucking new. I don't know anything about fucking Witcher. Blah blah blah. What's this all about? You'd probably have a good time. I think the art style is fucking amazing. The storyline, surprisingly, and this is coming from somebody that doesn't like Netflix because every one of their fucking shows these days is woke as shit. Surprisingly not woke. Surprisingly didn't have a lot of shit in it that I was like, wow, you really had to put that in there, I guess, huh? Yeah, okay.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Candyman comes out Friday.
Candyman doesn't come out Friday.
Can't
Exciting.
wait.
Can't
Cannot wait. I'm excited to go see it. Yeah, we have a minute. Hey, they announced Hellraiser for DVD. All right, guys, that's the show. Y'all have a wonderful night. We are going to talk about Hellraiser just in probably 2 weeks because it should be out by then, right?
It's September 7th, I think, is when he comes out.
Yeah. So it should be.
For what?
Yeah, it'll come out the Tuesday before we do the podcast. Nice. So we'll be able to talk about
For what?
Hellraiser for
DVD.
DVD.
Oh, DVD. Okay.
DVD.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys all for hanging out here live. If you didn't catch us live, thanks for listening to us on any of the podcast apps that you may frequent, enjoy, or use. We will be here again in 2 weeks, going over a myriad of other topics and games that we'll be playing, I'm sure. But it's been fun. It's been awesome. Make sure that you guys follow us across all of our channels, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's on Twitter, Instagram, YouTubes, all of that kind of good shit. Make sure to go follow us everywhere. It's always a good time. And like I said, we'll be back in 2 weeks to go over more gaming news. For the Pre-Patch Podcast team, we out of here, boys. Bye.
Later.